it is the day. It is Dracula day. I am unwell, was losing my mind. I do want some plot. It's completely derailing my TBR. So something has happened. Something dark and disturbing has happened to me, and I've been possessed. I don't know about you all, but my entire feed at the moment is Dracula, A Love Tale. I cannot explain to you the absolutely just maniacal state that has put me in. I cannot focus on anything. I can't read anything because all I'm thinking about is Dracula Enya edits. And I have not felt this way in a very long time. Like, so much where it's consuming me and I'm having trouble focusing, and it's like putting me in an actual depressive episode that I exist in this time period, in this body, in this timeline. You know what I'm saying? This has been going on for like 2 or 3 days now. It's completely derailing my TBR. I cannot be seeing these absolutely gorgeous 15th century vampire yearning edits and then go read like a Strawberry Patch Pancake House, like, or an Emily Henry, which are like my plans for the month. I just can't do it right now. But that means that I am like going completely rogue, and I'm going to be doing some Kindle Unlimited browsing, and I need to find some books that are fitting this vibe. It's so bad. Like, my fiance came home and I was just like drinking red wine, like watching an hour compilation of Enya Caribbean Blue slowed down with like a medieval tapestry mood room, just like crying in the kitchen, just being like, would you wait 400 years for me? You know, and of course he's like, I'd wait 500. And I'm like, yes, but it's still not good enough. Nothing is good enough. Like, I need to be in this movie. And I haven't even seen the movie yet, you guys. I haven't even seen it yet. Needless to say though, I asked my fiance if he would go see that with me. I showed him the trailer, and because he is a man of my own heart, he was like, hell yeah, that looks right up our alley. We bought tickets to go see that tomorrow, and I feel like a damn kid on Christmas. Like, it's just like, I don't know what's going on, like what is happening to me. I don't usually get this like unhinged and feral about things, and I can't even imagine what I would have been like. I don't know how the kids, the preteens, the youths are adapting and surviving with like short form content and access to the internet. Like, if I was watching fan edits of like this of Legolas when I was 11, I don't think I would have even fully formed as a human being. I think I would have turned out to be some weird super, I feel like I would have turned out to be a completely different person because of how much that would have overtaken my entire life. All that to say is we're gonna try and find a vampire fantasy romance to read, because that's honestly the only thing I can even contemplate reading at the moment. And my other vlogs and other book plans are just gonna wait. I can't, kind of in a weird mental place anyway right now. And this is just not helping. Like, I don't know if it's making it better or worse that I'm having something to fixate on like this. I think honestly worse. I do think I want to start with like a vampire thing. And then if I need to go to some other kind of fantasy romance that's like equally as like yearning and like reincarnated like lovers, like reincarnated mates, like you in every lifetime, like he's an ancient being and he's been waiting for her for however many years, like centuries. I could be into that even if it wasn't like vampires, but that's the vibe we're going for. So I'll let you know what we decide. Vampires were never really my thing. And in my 30s, feeling even more drawn to gothic literature and like vampire stories than I ever really have. I was always more like fae elf fantasy. And right now I'm just really feeling those more gothic vibes. So we're just leaning into it. Welcome to the vlog of me losing my absolute ever-loving shit over this movie. So I'm gonna take you along with me tomorrow when we go see it, let you know what we start reading. I can't even imagine how unhinged I'm gonna be tomorrow. I can't even, I'm honestly scared.
I got very lucky, I think, with how they
So I wanted to share some of the books that came up on my recommendations. I was mostly looking at like Reddit threads just because I feel like when I've been searching for this, I haven't seen, and I'm surprised because I'm seeing so many Dracula love tale edits that I'm not seeing a lot of like book recommendation videos. If you have any, please, I'm begging, leave them in the comments. So this blood orange Dracula duet came up quite a bit. This is like super spicy though, like, so not sure if that's kind of the vibes that I want right now or if I want something a little more understated. But some of the other ones that have come up, ones that I've added to my want to read: Anathema, not sure how to pronounce that, Gothicana or Gothicana, A Dowry of Blood, Dracula, The Historian, Blood Orange, Fairy Dale, Dracula, My Love. So those are all ones that I have added to my want to read list, ones that are on kind of my radar. I think I'm gonna start with Blood Orange. I was going to start with The Historian, but that was 700 pages, and I'm just not sure that I want to get into that quite yet. If you're watching this and you're like a vampire Dracula expert, which I am not, please, please, please leave recommendations. Lots of yearning, lots of gothic vibes, doesn't have to be spicy, and would really prefer a similar plot to like this Dracula love story where it's a reincarnation, where it's like I've waited for you, I've waited so long for you. Like that's one of the things that hit me so hard with Court of Mist and Fury, with the ACOTAR with Rhys, like the line that he says when it's like, there you are, I've been waiting for you. That trope does it for me. The I've been waiting centuries to find you. You are my perfect match. You are my mate. I would recognize you in every lifetime. You know, soulmate, mate energy is really like my favorite in romance. For now, we're gonna start Blood Orange. Yep, I think that'll do it. I think I'm sold. I waited for her that morning like a starving man for a crust of bread. Nothing would ease my hunger, not the sunshine on my face, the call of the meadow larks from the thicket, nor the wind rustling my humble field of wheat. All things that would normally bring me pleasure, even on the saddest of days. Mina, even her name felt like a song, like an answer from God to make up for a past awash with grief. Oh my God! Ooh. Something I love when a man kisses, not just your hand, not your knuckles, but your palm. That is yearning. That is a man in love. We love to see it. So it is the day. It is Dracula Day. I am so excited. Actually, honestly nervous too. I'm like, what if I just feel worse after this? Like, what if it doesn't fill the need that I have to watch this and it just makes me spiral even more? But I did want to chat about Blood Orange that I read a few chapters of last night. 15% through. I'm excited that this isn't too long. This is like what I need right now. And it was described literally in the title as spicy, so I shouldn't be surprised. But we're talking like spice in the very first chapter, in the second chapter, like lots of it. And I also didn't realize this was like contemporary. Like when you say they are like being reincarnated and like finding each other in every lifetime, I'm kind of like, okay, does that first lifetime have to be modern day? Does it have to be a time where you're looking at your phone? Because I hate that. It's okay. That's not the fault of the author of the book or anything. It's just kind of my personal preference. Didn't do a ton of research before picking this up. If it is going to be a contemporary setting, I'm happy that Dracula in this setting is a professor. I can get down for that. I think that a vampire as a professor in their current lifetime is peak. I feel like that makes so much sense. I feel like it really fits the vibes. So basically the main character is a witch and she is being sent to slay Dracula. So she's like putting a glamour on her and going undercover as a student. And Dracula is a professor of music. So this is very, very, very much giving me filthy rich vampire vibes because that was the same kind of dynamic. I don't think he was a professor necessarily, as he went to school a lot. He played music. She was a cellist. In this one, she is like an organ player. So it's giving very filthy rich vampires. And I love that first book. And then that like took a quick nosedive. That was also very spicy. So that's giving me those vibes. But I enjoyed that. And I also was looking at reviews and I noticed that a book reviewer that I very much trust her judgment, Maddie from Chris and Mads, if you guys don't watch them, I highly recommend for like fantasy. She rated this 3 and then rated the whole duet a 4, and I very much trust her judgment. So we are going to have a fun day and finally see this movie. Y'all, I fear I'm unwell. I have not been in a psychosis that has had this much of a chokehold on me. Like, I think I said since Lord of the Rings when I was like 13 years old. Like Pirates of the Caribbean when I was 11. I loved that Dracula retelling. Dracula Love Tale was insane, incredible. It's all I can think about. I am so glad that I decided to go see this in theaters because I never, ever, ever see movies in theaters anymore. I don't know what it is. Like, after like COVID, I just kind of never did that anymore, and they're just like so expensive now. This was worth every penny. It was such a great experience in the theater. My fiance really liked it as well, which is a bonus. He was like, I liked that more than I thought that I would. He's not as obsessed as I am, obviously. That's going in the physical media collection immediately. And for me, it's gonna be probably, I'm gonna watch it on repeat for a few weeks before I fully get over it. The landscapes, the cinematography, the setting, the costumes. If you have seen it, the entire circus festival scene, the yearning, the swagger, the looks of desperation, the tears in the eyes, like I just was losing my mind, and I still am. Like every day since I saw the very first reel of this, I'm telling you, it sent me into a spiral. I literally wake up and I'm like, my eyes open and I'm like, Caleb Landry Jones, I'm arisen. Like it's every single day. Like everyone in it was great. The acting was great. Christoph Waltz is obviously a legend. Other performances were great too, but it's Dracula movie, like was magnetic. Just seems like it's one of those roles where it's like, that was made for you. Like you were meant to do that. Just so pained, so tortured. You could just see it in his eyes, like how tortured he was. And I just love that. I love an emo boy. I love leather pants. I love long dark hair on a man. I love eyeliner on a man. I love when they have long fingers. Like, ugh. Anyway, I'm gonna go right back into my Blood Orange read. I only read a little bit of that when I got home last night because honestly I was just reeling. I'm enjoying this so far. I'm still not that far in. I wish it wasn't a contemporary setting, but that's kind of on me. I will find something that has a little more of a historical fiction vibe after this. And I have heard people say that Anna Karenina is an easy read. It's long, but it's not as something as like heavy and dense as like Wuthering Heights. And it has the gothic yearning that I am looking for. And I don't know if I have that on my shelf. I do. This is a Penguin Classics Deluxe Edition. Again, I got it from a thrift. Nice deckled edges. Anna Karenina has beauty, social position, wealth, a husband, and an adored son, but her existence is empty. When she meets the dashing officer Count Vronsky, she rejects her marriage and turns to him to fulfill her passionate nature, with devastating results. An immortal drama and personal conflict of social scandal in a vivid, richly textured panorama of 19th century Russia. Yeah. This might be on the docket soon because Account 19th century Russia, I'm really, really being pulled and interested in this kind of 18th, 19th century. You know, the whole Dracula thing is like, you know, Romania, Transylvania type of thing. I might pick this up. This might be my classic that I start in February. I said I wanted to read Emma and maybe like Mansfield Park. And I'm just not in those vibes right now. Like, I want something dark. And I want to keep the Wuthering Heights Dracula vibes going. So, we'll see. But go see Dracula. It's a movie where I would go see it in theaters again. It's very camp. I did have issues with the pacing, I will say. Like, it wasn't perfect. Like, this is an example where, like, it's 5 stars vibes for me. Like, it's perfection to me, but in a critical sense, like, through a critical film lens, like, it did have issues with the pacing and, like, the story a little bit. But I am like, it's fine. It can do no wrong. This is the way it was meant to be. It's fine. I also have an exciting unboxing. This was a pre-order that I made prior to the new year starting. And I have heard there is a misprint with this. This is the 3rd special edition in the Never After series, and I am collecting these. This one is very contemporary. This one is like a drug FDA agent, falls for like the drug lord's daughter that he is like looking for and like trying to, you know, prosecute and find and all this stuff, and then he doesn't know. It's like a kind of secret identity. It's forbidden. It is so it's sexy. If I'm her calm, then she is my chaos, and if I can't live with her forever, I don't want to live at all. Very Dracula. I'm brain rotted, you guys. I'm so brain rotted. Okay, so this is a loose Wizard of Oz retelling. Yeah, and she's like the goth vampy, you know, she's got the gun holster on her hip, you know, she wears like knee-high socks and black nail polish, and like, she's just like that kind of, you know, hot girl. This is one of my favorites from the whole series, so I'm very excited to have this. Does it have a misprint? Does it have a misprint? Yep. So this is the misprint. This is the map and crest from Scarred, which is this one. So it's not missing anything. It's unfortunately a misprint, and I know some people like that because they're like, oh, it makes it special, I guess. Like kind of a, you know, rare thing, like. But when it's something like this, when it's a special edition, they're not going to make any of these anymore again. So they're all just like this. So it's like, it's not like this is going to come out again later without the misprint. Like, this is it. And they've basically just been like, sorry, it's a misprint. And I'm kind of like, okay, I get it. I don't like it. But how often am I really going to be reading this that it's going to bother me? I'll forget about it. But I do think that's kind of shitty that they're just like not gonna do anything about it. But what are they gonna do? Like, they're just gonna give it to everyone for free? That's like a huge loss. Someone's getting fired. This is one of my favorites, even though I am not a Wizard of Oz, like, Wicked fan, honestly, at all, but added to the collection. So that is it with the others. And I do not collect a lot of special editions. Honestly, like, really none. It's just not something that I can really, like, you know, justify in my life. These are ones that I really liked and are books that I will reread eventually. So, and I really do like these editions as well. I like that they don't have a dust jacket. I like what they have been doing with the foiling. That was a fun little book mail pick me up. Like I said, I'm feeling very frazzled. I'm feeling very melancholy and depressed, but then also like very feral energy of being like, wow, I have like a new movie obsession that I'm really into, and like I have like a hyperfixation that I'm into right now at the moment, just like the Dracula and Gothic fantasy. So, you know, like when you're hyperfixated on something and you just like feel like kind of crazy, like kind of frazzled, kind of manic. That's how I feel right now. Hello friends. So I just wanted to give a little update. I kind of am like, was in a weird place with my reading. I've just been feeling a little discouraged with stuff here on the channel and YouTube. And it also led me to post a few Dracula reels on my Instagram, and they kind of like blew up for me. I was averaging like 200 views a reel like every day, and it was getting really discouraging, and my like videos here have been lower views. So I've just been feeling a little down. But this has really like ignited my creativity and like my passion for like fantasy and like stuff that I really like, and just being like, I don't know, just giving me some ideas and giving me some direction And I just feel like when things like that happen, you just need to be like really strategic and like on it and be like, listen to what these algorithms and like things are telling you instead of just trying to force it. So that's what I'm doing. Blood Orange. I had really high hopes for this, and honestly, it has like kind of gone downhill for me. This is very, very, very spicy. And I do remember reading that now that I went back to the synopsis from the author. She was like, it was like, check your trigger warnings because this is like plus spicy. And I was like, okay, I rarely read things that are too spicy for me. This is too much because it's so like insta love, and it feels like Voltu, who is the Dracula in this retelling, I'm not getting the actual love, and I'm not against even hooking up on the first date. I won't give any personal details, but I will let you know that that's not something I'm morally against, okay? But that's just not what I don't know. It felt very fake and forced in this. I'm honestly not enjoying it. Like, even the most recent flashback we got to like Victorian London in like 1880 or something, where he's giving a flashback to like one of the reincarnations that he met of his Mina. And even that was just like sex. It was like he pulled her into his manor and she was like, oh no, like I can't be in your home like alone without a chaperone, blah, blah. And then they just like fuck. And I'm like, I'm getting absolutely no reasoning why he loves her. What's going on? Where's the yearning? Where's the love? Where's the dedications? You know, high on the sex scale, low on the kind of like interesting plot at this point. And it's all, like I mentioned, very contemporary setting. So I'm not really liking it, to be honest. But if you know anything about me, I cannot DNF. I can't do it. I just won't. I'm already at 50%. It's a shorter book. So, but honestly, I've been skipping the smut, and that is unheard of for me. It is quite like dirty too. Like it's, I would say if you're like really, really into the smut, you would probably like this because it is like reading fast, but him actually being Dracula is like not, there's no backstory to that. It doesn't matter to me if it has no like emotional impact, and honestly there is none there for me right now. So this has been disappointing so far, but I'm looking forward to finishing it and just moving on to something else, finding something else. No, there's some things on Kindle Unlimited too that I want to get to, so I'm watching BookTube, so we're gonna pause that. So, reading update. I'm still just thinking about Dracula, and this Blood Orange is not hitting you guys, but there's something wrong with me, and I cannot DNF it. So I'm just skimming it. It doesn't really matter. I don't care what you do. Don't give me any, I don't care, you know, it doesn't matter. Everything is just like, I am not even kidding. I just had like 3 straight chapters of the horniest, smuttiest, dirtiest words I have ever read on a page. I am not a prude, but wow. And trust me, this Dracula movie, like mood that I'm in right now, I'm feeling very frisky. I'm feeling sensual, and I'm feeling up for good spice, if you know what I mean. That's why I'm reading these retellings, right? It's not for the like historical context. However, I do want some plot. Something would be nice. I am 57% through, and the only plot we have got so far is she's a witch and he's a vampire. That's it. No, still nothing has happened. We have not progressed the plot of her wanting to kill him. She just jumped in his bed, like, with no regards. And I talked about this already. I don't have a problem with, like, sex on the first date. I was just thinking about Wretch because I did an Instagram post about it today. And I was, like, rereading kind of the summary and stuff. And, like, they had a one-night stand, like, first night. And that, I liked that. I was like, yes, that felt, because it felt real. And it felt believable to me. This does not, for some reason. And it's, everything is like, he's like, what was this thing this is what made me pick up the camera. Like, he's basically saying, like, he wants to introduce her to some of these other vampires, which I don't really know why that is. Because honestly, I haven't really been paying much attention because there was so much licking and sucking and humping that was like, was giving me an aneurysm. He wants to introduce her to some other vampires, and he's like, but I don't want to bring around too many because she might like pick up on the fact that there's something wrong with us, right? But who am I kidding? She already thinks there's something wrong with me and she likes it. And everything is like, oh, you're a dirty girl. Oh, you're a bad girl. Oh, I wanted to make sure that you were just as dark as me, and like, you like my darkness and I like your darkness, and we're both dark and we're both evil and we're both like, it's like not believable and not sexy to me whatsoever. And I don't know, I read a good amount of reviews for this, and none of that gave me this inclination. Again, I'm not gonna be like, you're yum. This is my experience. This is me figuring out what I like. And I've never read this author before. So this is no hate to the author, like, and no hate to you if you like this or you're reading this. Just want to get that clear. I'm not liking it. It's not giving the vibes that I want. So I'm going to sit here and wait for Matt to get home and I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible because there is something in me that will not let me put this down. Like, that I have already committed 50% of it. I want to count it as a book that I have read. The feeling of starting something and then just giving up on it and starting something else makes me ill. I can't do it. So we're going to just keep reading this with my glass of wine and just like have a ha ha he he moment. I'm literally watching BookTube like as I'm reading. That's how like disengaged I am. Speaking of my Instagram post of wretched, like, I have posted 3 Dracula reels in a row and they've all popped off, and I was like, I gotta start going back to like book content. I'm not gonna be a Dracula fan edit page. Like, let's be so real about that. You know, that's not what I want to do, and that's not gonna serve me well in like my journey, right? But like, it's all I can think about right now. So like, that's just what I'm making because it's fun. But I was like, I want to just like lean into that goth vibe, like lean into the style, but like, let's still try out some new bookish like content, right? Flop. Okay, whatever. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Also, it's like, why, if it's like dangerous for these witches and vampires to like know of each other's existence, it's like, apparently she can just glamour herself, and she can glamour her scent and her like otherworldliness and her witchiness and her looks. But like, he's talking about how he was just walking down the street with her the other day, with her, a witch, and was like, I smelt a witch the other day. That was weird. Like, I could definitely smell it. I definitely noticed her. And I'm like, so you can just like, you guys fucked for like 2 days straight, and like, she just held the glamour that whole time. Like, it seems so unrealistic. And it's like, you're talking about smells and a lot of other bodily fluids going on, all this stuff, and it's like, but you still can't smell she's a witch. And if she's like your soulmate, like reincarnated or whatever, wouldn't you know that? Like, wouldn't you be able to see, smell, sense something about what she actually was, if she was like your true love, like your reincarnated soulmate? That's what I don't like about this. You would know that in this lifetime she's a witch. You just would. You know? A lot of vampires don't like me purely because I'm the one the whole world knows by name, as if I'm the Prince of Darkness himself. Don't talk about the Prince of Darkness. Okay, he says, Brahm took a lot of liberties with my life story. So he wrote about him and his life story in a book as an author about the story of Dracula, and it's based on him. And it's like, that could be a cool premise. But again, I've got nothing but smut the whole time. So none of that has had any room to grow or like progress or be cool. You know what I mean? Oh, she's going full crazy mode. He did the typical thing where he like acts like he doesn't care, right? And he's like, we had a good fuck, but we're done. We're over. Don't talk to me. I don't want to see you anymore. When really, he's doing it to protect her. Like, he doesn't really feel that way, but she doesn't know that. And so now she's going full crazy stalker, and she's like scaling the walls outside of his house and like pounding on his front door of his gothic manor, and she's like screaming his name like, let me in, you can't be done with me, in the rain, of course. And now we're finally, I'm understanding why this is called blood orange. Apparently there's like orange trees all around his residence. I'm starting to feel like a stalker. Yes, you are. You're literally stalking him. That's the definition. Oh, and of course you can see him in the window and he's naked in the bathroom. Of course he is. And they're both like, I trust you. I trust you. I trust you. I don't know why. It's like, why would you trust someone like this? I'm so sick of like fully grown female characters being like, I really trust this random man. You shouldn't. Historically, categorically, you shouldn't. Oh, she just confessed her love to him. For some reason. You know, it's just like, it works in some media and it just doesn't in others. Like, everything is Dracula. Everything is Dracula, a love tale. Sorry. But like in that, it just worked. I don't know if it's because it's a movie and it's only, I get 2 hours with them and I just have to go with it and believe it because I know it's a limited amount of time. But it's like, when she remembers him, it's like she like insta loves him and she's like, oh my god, I love my husband. I because she remembers it. In this, she doesn't remember it. She's just like, we're gonna be fine because like I love you. And it's like, we're great, we're good, we're perfect together, and I love you. I'm in love with you. And it's like, but why? I do understand like meeting someone and feeling safe with them because I have felt that. Like I had that with my partner. But I didn't just like trust him blindly, but I did feel like there's that connection you have, you know, when you first meet someone, you just kind of know. Like, you just kind of know that, like, you just feel that pull and you feel like you've met them before. You feel like you know them. You feel like you can really judge their character. But at the same time, it's like, you still have to be realistic in life. And it's like, if you're not, then you are playing with fire, you know? It's like, you still have to know at the end of the day that's like, it's a man, it's a stranger. But I need to actually take a break because Matt's on his way home, so I need to throw dinner in the oven really quick. And it's so hot in here also that I need to change. Oh my god, you guys, like it has been snowing all day, so I've had the fire going all day long, and it is 81 degrees in here. Anyway, that's my nightly update for this. We need to go to bed at a reasonable hour tonight. I can't watch Dracula again like I might have done last night. We were up late doing that. I will probably read some of this in bed while we just are laying in bed because Matt has to work early tomorrow. So that's the plan. I will keep you posted. Hello friends. We are a few days post Blood Orange at this point and about a week out from Dracula, and the Dracula obsession is still reeling, but we're gonna talk about the book because I filmed a clip like right after I finished it and I was just very like scatterbrained, and I've been scatterbrained. I'm very stir crazy right now because it has snowed, as I showed, and so I haven't left the house in like a week other than running down to my local, corner store to get like milk and eggs. And I'm feeling a little bit of the cabin fever. So I needed to like kind of put together my thoughts on Blood Orange, and unfortunately the thoughts are not good. So I have a little whiskey here to kind of get me through this because this was just so not what I wanted and I'm so upset about it. But I will put out some disclaimers that this is described as a very spicy dark fantasy or dark romance, excuse me. But I didn't go like super deep dive into like how many, chili peppers are people giving this and like how spicy is it. I didn't do enough research. So that part of it, I will say, like, is kind of still on me. I did feel like it wasn't just that it was too much for me, it's that the spice completely overshadowed any plot, any cohesion, any interesting world building and setting, and any interesting character work, especially for a book that's doing the retelling of like she is being reincarnated and he's, finding her through the centuries, which is such a potent like theme and trope for me that I love so much. So to see it be completely just like bulldozed was just so disappointing to me. And again, I know it's a smutty, spicy book. So if you're into that, if you're into a lot of it, then it might work for you. This is just my personal experience because I saw this recommended so much for people who are looking for like that yearning Dracula retelling. So I also really, really, really hated the ending. I thought it was very abrupt and strange. I'm sure it's setting up for a second sequel to Duet, but I will not be reading it. It just did not work for me. The Dracula was just, he had no actual like interesting qualities other than he just had such a high sex drive. That's all he thought about. Even his flashbacks to like the Victorian era where he had met a previous iteration of Mina. Again, no substance, all sex. But to me, it's just so unbelievable that this is like his one true love who reincarnates and he finds her, he's found her twice or once before. And now it's like current day, so he's finding her again. And I just feel like all it took was her doing like one glamour spell and he's just like completely oblivious. That felt so dumb to me. Really did not work for me. So I am trying to pick my next read and I am between Anna Karenina and A Dowry of Blood. Dowry of Blood's on Kindle Unlimited, so I think I'll probably start that on my Kindle. And I'll probably pick up Anna Karenina here soon. I still need to read my bookshelf challenge pick for February, but I think I'm gonna wrap up this vlog and I will see you guys in the next vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Go watch Dracula. I'm still obsessed. Happy reading.